and we do have our storm spotter Jason McLaughlin trying to get his eyes on this. He's been now just directly south of Santo.
Got a glimpse of a tornado west of Santo. He was looking from I-20 north.
Okay.
He said he didn't see it long before that rain wrapped right into it, which is what we've been talking about.
Yeah, so as we look at reflectivity, there is kind of some clearing now as that little bit of rain.
Let's pull up Jason's shot. We've got a tornado on the camera crossing the road there.
Okay, so let me show you where Jason is at. He is just now sitting about a mile away from Santo, and that's the tornado. So he's actually 2 miles out of town, and you can see the rotation, obviously, maybe
there it goes.
Lifting a little bit there. Yeah, and McKenna, that's perfect video.
And look at it again, and here it goes once again.
That's what this thing has been doing. It's
up and down.
It's been so hard keeping track of it in velocity, because we get these velocity signatures every minute to a minute and a half.
And this happens in the matter of seconds.
Yeah, and it's just going on, going on, going on. So we not surprised by the visual truth that Jason McLaughlin. Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing a tornado coming up and down the circulation from the storm live on television. Right now it is up, and it has been doing this, I can tell you, by what McKenna and I have been watching this on our velocity, trying to make sense of the signal we're getting. It has been doing this for about an hour. And look at it. There's a tornado. You think of the damage that it can do in just a matter of seconds. Jason may be able to pan just to the right here. Jason, do we have you on the phone? Can you hear us? No, yeah, we're getting him back in there. So there. So you can see B&A Ranch there. Yeah, Jeff was mentioning lots of cattle ranches down in this area. And there you can see it on the left of your screen, just beyond that power line. There it goes again. I think this is some multi-vorticities as well going on. There is tremendous lift, tremendous instability going on tonight. Look at that. And I think that is just showing you that we're looking at a multi-vorticity tornado. And look at the spin of that cloud, Jeff. Yeah, we can see the well-defined wall cloud from that. And as we look behind, I think the winds are starting to turn on him, and he's maybe a little worried what's coming up behind him. But that it was a great shot, Jason. Let's get you in better position. I think it was drawing a little bit closer to the road as it's been turning, as Jason reported earlier, a little bit more southeast and going east. And you can see the wind field that he is in, and let him try to continue to stay on the safe side here. Look at the clouds just racing, McKenna, feeding into the storm. It's just amazing to watch. And there it is, again, the vorticity trying to get to the ground and form a tornado. So this has just been a night of this supercell continuing to threaten all of us in the past of this. Jason, this has just been incredible video. Why don't you describe what you're seeing now, or how you're repositioning yourself here on the feeder road?
Hey. All right, Jeff. Hey, right now I'm right inside of the, 1 second. I'm right inside the mesocyclone. Here comes some winds again. Winds probably 80 just south of this tornado. Strong, violent tornado now approaching Santo.
Yeah, you are 2 miles out of town. And
oh man, the roof just blew off this building in front of me, Jeff, just from the inflow wind.
Wow, and that was inflow wind doing it, so that wasn't the tornado itself. That is the wind rushing.
Okay, Jeff, here comes the tornado. It's right in front of the camera, Jeff.
I see it. I can see it there.
You're fixing to see it way better. We may have a second circulation that's in there too, bud.
I do believe that.
Multiple tornados. There's another one, Jeff.
We can see, I've got the debris detector or correlation coefficient pulled up there.
Jeff. Yes,
yeah,
there they are.
That.
We got twins. This is in the town of Santo. This is tremendous winds feeding into the storm.
This is crossing 20 too, Jeff.
I'm going to put my phone down for 1 second. Give me just a few minutes here. Oh, Jeff, 3 tornadoes. Violent tornado out my right window.
I was going to say, I was seeing something form right in front of you. There it is.
Wow, look at the debris.
That's we're seeing debris.
And the roof is completely falling apart out ahead of this.
He's 2 miles out of Santo, and we are seeing a violent tornado on the ground with debris.
Okay,
everybody,
Jeff,
please take shelter.
Major damage ongoing now at this time. Major damage going on under this tornado.
I can see the debris well up into the air.
Can we point out exactly where you are? Where is Jason? We've got viewers wondering.
It's right. Oh, new tornado! I've got to stop.
Oh, it is such chaotic scene underneath this supercell. Jason McLaughlin, just to the south of Santo, the town of Santo.
There's a debris field. I've still got a debris field. I don't see the tornado itself, Jeff. The tornado itself may have occluded. I'm fixing to get the RFD here, Jeff. These winds are looking pretty strong as well.
Yeah, I think that is the right rear flank downdraft coming in from your left. And what we're looking now, you see the little bowl ahead of us. That might be where it drops again. I don't see one on the ground in this moment.
Yeah, I've got lots of tree damage here. I'm going to stroll out what I can. I need to keep going and see, make sure. Looked like we had some residences hit.
He's on FM Farm to Market Road 4 heading north into the town of Santo, where we've seen this circulation. And it does appear that the circulation is now just off. Is it true? Is it just to the east of Santo now, Jason?
It is east of me, Jeff.
Look at all the tree damage.
Oh my gosh.
Can you get around that? Okay.
Right. Yeah, I'm around. Okay, Jeff, new tornado forming right overhead, right in front of the camera.
I see it. I see it. Stop there. I don't know what to tell you. You've found yourself in the bear cage here. We can see the winds coming together right there in front of Jason's shot. That is it trying to form. We'll see if it can, if it's going to come to the ground or pass over him. This is a secondary circulation, Jason, coming behind the one you just showed us.
Headed right toward the town of Lipen, too. I want to point that out because that's in this immediate path.
Yeah. Wow, Jason, let's try to clear that. That's a little scary. You got the hell core, by the way, that's going to be coming upon you here pretty quickly. This sweeping in behind this tornado as this thing has really wrapped now, and that is the newer one trying to form.
Yeah, I've got a real strong rotation. It's just to my southeast out here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut back, get back down 20 as quick as I can. Whatever this hit, I can't access. It was east of this road that I'm on here, and I don't see an access point to get over to where it looked like I had building. It looked like may have been hit with the debris in the air.
Jason, there is a county road. I'm trying to get the name of it. It's not showing up on my map. You're going to come, if you're heading to the south again, you'll see it on your right. That might be your escape route. It doesn't look like a very good road.
Turn here and let's just see a shot real quick. But I've got just a whole area of completely flattened trees here.
I do believe
power lines are down.
We've had 2 tornadoes now, McKenna, in this immediate area.
Absolutely, and we're talking rotation crossing 20 as we speak.
Yes, the first one.
Strong northerly winds. I need to get away from these power lines and this hail that's fixing to hit.
Yeah, please, Jason, reposition yourself. I'm very concerned that you had a tornado that formed while you were showing us the first one. You had one formed behind you, and now you're kind of in that. Underneath that. Fortunately, I think it's just off to the north of you in this moment. Jason is now but less a mile off I-20. All this has been headed towards New Salem as we've been watching it. We're going just to the south of the Brazos River as we see the bend. If you know the Brazos, the town of Brazos in New Salem.
What the hell are you seeing on this thing?
It is
2-inch sized hail is the latest report. 2 inches in diameter there.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That is 2 inches in diameter.
If you can get south, you'll miss it.
I've got quarter size right now.
Yeah, it's closing in on you, Jason. You need to get closer to 20 and get out from under the hell core. The rotation is now off to your east.
Again, there goes another power line right out my window, just from the strong westerlies. I'm starting to get some tree damage from this RFD. Whoa, there's a lot of tree damage.
A lot of tree damage. It is taking in a huge breath, this new circulation, Jason.
And there goes a tree right out my right passenger window as well, just from straight line wind.
Oh, my. Can we put in 2 boxes? Because I don't want to lose Jason's shot, but I need to show you this rotation that Jason is being chased out of.
And I can
put up his shot, if you can, in the other box. It's now a confirmed tornado warning to 9:15 for Palo Pinto.
I'm going to go ahead and mute you for just a second.
Please.
It's getting pretty loud in here.
Okay, go ahead.
Jeff, I also want to point out the expansion of not only the tornado warning into Parker County and also into Hood County, but we are also going to see an expansion of this tornado watch a little bit farther to the east, which will move that watch into portions of the Metroplex. So I want to get out ahead of that for people. But once again, we are actively tracking this rotation that Jeff, Jason, and I have been talking about right along 20.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things.
All right, Jeff, I'm gonna lose the window here. I'm trying to position. I'm getting blasted. I probably got 75-mile-an-hour winds out of the northwest right now. Out of the northwest, I can't see anything.
Yeah, it is feeding you the hail. That northwest wind, the wraparound of this new circulation trying to form, is literally pushing hail right into you, along with those tremendous winds, Jason.
This is actually I-20 right in front of me that you're staring at right now.
Wow, that's just horrible conditions, dangerous conditions.
Egg-sized hail right just due north of Jason. The core is really just barely to the north of Jason.
Yeah, the hail's kind of slowing down. The wind, it looks like it's passing just off to my east right now, and I'll head up I-20. It looks like this circulation's probably going to pass maybe 6 miles east of me on I-20.
Okay. We have it's very chaotic inside this supercell right now. It had a very strong right rear flank downdraft come down, and that's what Jason is in right now. You see how powerful it is. So it is trying to, sometimes when they're that strong, they will choke off the rotation. But it was forming another tornado right behind the one we showed you live on television. There was another one forming just to its west at the same time, and that pulled that right flank downdraft right over Jason and brought that hail with him. So this is all along I-20 in Palo Pinto County. This is between the town of Santo and New Salem, where these tornado threat exists. They have now issued a tornado warning for Parker County. This would be southern Parker County along the river. There's a lot of small communities up and down the Brazos in South Parker County, and these rotations, these twin rotations, are now headed in that direction. That is the tornado, the new tornado warning out till 9:15. And this is still moving, I think, McKenna, still to the east at 20 miles an hour. I will tell you that the rotation kind of pushes it off that direction momentarily, and then it seems to get right back on that east path.
And at this point, Jeff, we have now got an increase in the hail size on top of that rotation. We're talking hail upwards of baseballs once again. So that core now just moving just barely to the east of Jason. You can see that on the map here. There's where Jason is. Jason is just south of Santo, and this is continuing to push off to the east. That is a large hail core. We were talking about egg-sized hail moving just north of Jason a couple of minutes ago, but we're starting to see the strength of this updraft. Those hailstones are sustained high in the atmosphere, and they just continue. We talk about that rhyming, where those raindrops just continue to add themselves and compact themselves onto that. There's the expansion of the watch there. So that includes Dallas and Tarrant counties at this point. Just about all of the Metroplex now included in that tornado watch. Is that till 10 o'clock? Jeff?
Till 10 o'clock.
Okay, so every county in that yellow there, that is the expansion of that tornado watch. I was talking a little bit earlier, Tarrant, Dallas counties were not included in that watch. That is no longer the case. That has expanded a little farther to the east, and we're actively seeing the reason for that. Notice these storms to the north are taking that northeastward trajectory, but it's this cell in particular right here that we're really concerned about. Look at all of this lightning. We have seen this tornado actively coming up and pulsing back down to the ground for over 2 hours at this point. This started back in Eastland County, and this is headed in almost a due east fashion. So the concern will be eventually, as this moves through Parker County, we get into Tarrant County, and that is going to be our next concern. We're going to track this as this moves through Parker County. We have some extreme rotation just to the east of Jason. You can see why. We had Jason's shot pulled up. You could see multiple vortices extending down from the sky, multiple funnel clouds. There's Jason's shot once again. So he's getting, Jeff, is he still traveling west of this, or is he moving more in a south fashion?
He is literally right behind what could be the tornado.
The rotation. And you can see, look at the hail that you can see on the road there. Heavy rain, so that obscures the view a little bit. But if you look really closely, you can see some of those hailstones bouncing off the ground, and he's not even inside the hail core. The largest of the hail inside that core at this point, which is just north and just east of Jason, that's where we're talking upwards of baseball-sized hail. But look at the people who are just stopped on the roads there.
If you're still there, visually what I can see, it looks like the circulation I-20 right now. If I were guessing at a distance, maybe just a few miles is all. So I'm worried about what I-26 looks like. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stay. Don't get too far ahead of this thing.
Circulation's looking. I can barely see within this hail core wrapping. I can see the lowering again up there, probably 2 to 3 miles ahead of me.
I can see that too.
Again, it looks like just right on top of I-20.
Yeah, this is again that second circulation that formed, and that is. Oh, don't tell me that's the size of it.
Oh wow.
Is that the size of it, Jason?
Oh wow.
Is that the entire circulation?
Oh, my goodness. You can see the hook on the radar, Jeff. It would kind of mimic that size, I think. That is incredible.
That's stunning. I don't know what to say about that.
That's right on top of I-20, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, don't get too far ahead of that into that thing. It is literally just in front of you, as we can tell by your live shot.
Here's the RFD, Jeff. RFD circulating right there on the back side.
Yeah, I see it. So this thing is trying to wrap up back into which would be a very large tornado. We're seeing. Just real quick, I'm going to show you, if you can take the radar, this is what he's been experiencing, that right rear flank downdraft that just crossed over him. Those are 77-mile-per-hour winds that are just to his south. So those have come down across from the storm behind the tornado, and I think it's going to help wrap it up, McKenna. We're going to start getting a tighter circulation. I hope not. It would be basically now on the other side of the interstate, or right all over the interstate, as we're sitting here and watching. Let's go back to Jason's shot, because he can see if it's going to form, but we can tell, you can see that's where it's going to drop.
And can we tell viewers right where Jason is at this point, Jeff?
He is on I-20. He is basically headed towards New Salem as he is headed towards the northeast. He is 4 miles out of the town of New Salem. So he is running on I-20, headed basically towards the DFW area, and it does appear the circulation is literally almost right overhead and just in front of him. And this is where a tornado would form. This is a tornado warned area. The tornado warning goes into Parker County till 9:15. That warning is. This is headed into southern Parker County, and it was on either I-20, but by the time it gets into Parker County, it will be south of I-20. It'll be headed towards the town of Dennis, which is on the Brazos River. This is the southern section of Palo Pinto County, if you're in that area.
And you're portions of Hood County too, Jeff.
Yeah, just along the county line. Good call there on McKenna, because it is going to be kind of between the town of Allison and Dennis, where you're already experiencing some very strong winds. You're probably getting these inflow boundaries, but we can clearly see this very large hook starting to form on the radar. And Jason, you better slow down. I really think this thing is going to be right on top of you if you're not careful. This is just throw up the radar just for a second, and you can see Jason, I-20, and you see the size of the hook, McKenna.
Yeah, and that's kind of the view that he's giving us with his shot there. You can see that in form of radar and in the form of his cloud that we were watching just a couple of minutes ago. Yeah,
this thing is... it's gotten a very dangerous look to it. Again, this is the second circulation, the one that almost caught Jason in the town of Santo, because it came in right over behind him as he was showing us the one that was ahead of it. Now it's just this one, and this one is much larger. So let's get back to his shot and continue to look at this, because this could be dropping a tornado, and it would be a significant one given the structure of the cell.
And I want to mention that's right out over the county line. So we're talking right where Hood and Parker County meet as this comes out of Palo Pinto. Most of the rotation looks just north of the town of Lipan, but still very strong winds right in that area. You can see all the lightning out Jason's window as well. And then he's kind of, look at that. You can see straight up into the sky, straight up into that storm. This is a really incredible shot.
At this point, that's why we see these colors that are kind of up above us. I'm just barely on the backside of where we would see that tornado happen now, if it happens again.
Yeah, you're right. You're right in that location, Jason. You're making us sweat. This is... Man, I'm so glad you know what you're doing, because that is such a scary sight. And when we see it matched up your position with the radar, we are reminded that we see these images when they're in the cells mode, which is an acronym for this only the lower 3 levels, and they scan it literally every minute and a half so they can get the most in time on on the radar about where this tornado could be.
Look at how hard those trees are blowing, Jeff. I know we've been talking about, trees down a little bit earlier, but as Jason was just stopped there, those trees are completely bending over to the side.
Nearly, yeah, they're reporting that there are very strong winds.
Nearly 90 miles per hour.
Yeah, so we know that's towards Lipan, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see those strong winds, that storm relative velocity, Jeff. I've got it pulled up here on my monitor, but I'm sampling some of those winds, and we are talking, I'm picking up 110 mile per hour winds from the Fort Worth radar on that storm relative velocity. This is incredibly strong wind just north of Lipan.
Yeah, we can see the very bright colors there, and the velocity signature continues to suggest that whatever vorticity is happening, it's bouncing up and down underneath the cloud. It's coming down, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up. But this, what does that sign says?
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, this is crossing over Natty Flat Road and Live Oak Road. This is just south of the town of New Salem. So likely still New Salem addresses, but Natty Flat Road, Davis Road, Addison Road, Tuggle Road, Live Oak Road. Once it passes over those here in just the next couple of minutes, it heads into Parker and Hood counties. And then of a most immediate concern will be the town of Allison, Stevens Crossing, Dennis, Buckner. We have some pretty strong rotation approaching you, and of course we have seen this tornado on the ground live here on the screen here. Lipan's still dealing with some very strong winds, although I think most of the rotation is north of Lipan. Bowdoin Road, Brock Highway, FM4, Falls Road, as those roll through Allison. Brock Highway there, I think I mentioned, and then Cougar Road. That's a spot to watch as well as this moves into both Parker and Hood counties. This is right on that county line. And Jeff, something I also want to point out, we're zooming in here just east of Buckner. We're talking about places like Tin Top. These are areas that we were tracking tornadoes through just a couple of weeks ago. You get into places like Annetta through Parker County. So these are areas that have already seen some level of destruction from tornadoes thus far, and here's another very strong area of rotation headed that way.
Just to throw up the radar very quickly, you're going to see that second circulation still going on. The one that was in front, there it is, McKenna. It's still happening. We're still getting the second circulation.
And it looks like it's increasing.
Yeah, the one behind it is the more dangerous storm in the moment.
Right where Jason is. You can see Jason is just south of the town of New Salem.
Okay, let's go back to
Jason's just north of Lipan. Yeah, we'll pull his shot back up here. There you see lots of rain, heavy rain on the roads there. Not a spot you want to be driving through. Of course, Jason is trained for all of this. But you can see some of that. You can see some of the trees, looks like branches, some of those leaves down on the road there as he travels. Traveling off to the west, is that right, Jeff? Is he getting behind this?
It is. He is now down to the. Hold on, I'll fly for a second.
All good. We're switching batteries out, but we have got very strong rotation once again. That is moving really just north of Lipan. In fact, the strongest of that rotation is crossing. It's moving through Stevens Crossing, just south of Stevens Crossing. We have considerable hail, upwards of baseball-sized hail in the core of this. So Stevens Crossing, Dennis, and Buckner, those are the most immediate threats right now. Still some very strong winds through Lipan, but it is Stevens Crossing, Dennis, and Buckner that are in the most immediate path from this.
He is now, Jason is south of I-20, and these circulations are now, both of them are south of I-20. Remember, we were tracking how long they were going parallel north. Now the rotations are south, and Jason is basically under this supercell where the rotations are kind of going through this phasing. There's two of them in the storm. If you live in the town of Dennis, Buckner, or Allison, so that would be, we're in southern parts of Parker County, the northern parts of Hood, are along the county line, or you live along the river, the Brazos River, in that stretch where it's really going almost east before it dives down to the south again, you need to take cover. There has been tornadoes on the ground. We are watching rotations that could be producing tornadoes in this moment.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes, Jason, what are you seeing?
Hey, I've got hail probably close to tennis ball size right now here. Right before I got back in this kind of wraparound portion of the RFD, I did see what appeared to be a tornado down. It was, again, this rain was starting, but it looked like it was down just northwest there of Lipan.
Okay.